This person's reward, Gubby. That's your all in that regard.
That's what you say. That's a good question. I haven't really thought about it that way.
How tricky is it going to be over the next couple of years to think all these salaries?
Oh, not a problem. No, not a problem. Yeah, we'll go hunting again next year. Yeah.
So you've got plenty of money?
Plenty of money, yeah. No, we're still going. Yeah.
Enough money to splash on
We've got plenty of money to splash. Oh, God, no, I told you, we can go fishing. We can still go fishing, yeah.
That's all. I'll see you around.
Yeah. No, you won't. None of you will.
There we have it. The Saints gone fishing. Joey, what do you make of Ross? Does he like fishing?
I can't see Ross having the patience to fish. So I don't reckon he would. No.
Well,
anytime, anywhere, I reckon he'd fish, Sarah.
We're going to head now to Marvel Stadium because Ross Lyon is facing the media after a pretty active trade period for the Saints.
Trade period, Ross. What's the main takeaway from that?
Yeah, the overarching theme, and to be honest, I was in the background, so it's just an interim position. I prefer not to be here, really. But we can only unleash Gabriella once, so for the trade period. But the overarching, there's a number of mechanisms to improve your list. Clearly, trade period is an important one. And we come in to improve our list with 4 acquisitions. That, you know, importantly, 2 free agents, which is a remarkable achievement for a Melbourne club. It hasn't had success for a little while, so kudos to our list management team. And then obviously Sam Flanders and Liam Ryan, so 4 bona fides. And a significant move. I really want to acknowledge Jack Steele, captaincy and performance before I come to the club and with me. He's been a really strong leader. It just shows he's got the fire and the mentality and the courage to explore an opportunity where he gets to lead and stand up. So we wish him all the best. So at all times we're trying to balance the human side and the organisational objectives. So on the other side of the coin, it's the same with Rowan. So really wanted to retain Rowan, really value him. So we think we come out of it on the whole in a positive, but all of us, as the President said, we're all in a fight, but we're all really looking to improve and work hard. And it starts with me, starts with our coaches and the acquisitions and the list, so we're really looking forward to it.
Were you open to trading Rowan if the right deal came across? Or did you...
Look, our starting position, and Rowan knows that, we wanted to keep Rowan. So we just, in the end, I think there's some negotiation late, really late. But in saying that, the Cats are professional, go about it the right way. Mackey's, carries himself really well. It's business, it's not personal. And we all move on and we wake up tomorrow and we get to work.
How do you see that mix working between TDK and Rowan Ross?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into mechanics of it. Clearly we've got a strategy. I've got some pretty smart coaches around me. Corey Enright's top of the pops with football IQ and, head of strategy. So we're really clear on that. Hawthorn went to 3 flags, playing 2 ruckmen with a strategy. So, and the game, lends itself to tools. You look at Brisbane, Darcy Fort, McInerney. Their ability to compete in the air and the ruck was pretty pivotal, wasn't it? So, we'll have to work through that. But, the overarching, this plan's been 3 years in the making. A lot of hard choices, a lot of loyal servants. That, we had to make some decisions to bring youth in. So, look, talk's cheap. We just got to get to work here. But I feel, without being perfect, and clearly not, but we've executed to a high level, but now we need to transform that onto on-field and shift the dial. So,
Ross, how did the league of their situation play out from your perspective?
Yeah, no, as I said, nothing's perfect. But then those GWS play, a deal needed to be done. They certainly weren't throwing him out the door or pushing him out. So, really thrilled that, they saw him as we did. High calibre, extended him for 2 years. So, that, again, the human side's always difficult, but it's worked out really well for him. So, in simple terms, I'm really pleased for that. Life's messy, football's messy, trade period's messy. I think there's stuff to be talked about outside of the Saints, but we move on. We're pretty pleased, but we're not breathing out because we've got a lot of work to go as a club. But I think our fans would think there's a lot of strategy being executed upon and working really hard.
it a tough decision?
Thank you.
Was it a tough decision to not go through with Lecker? How much?
Well, I'm sort of not diving into that. I'm not going to go into specific trades because otherwise we'll be here all night. Like, you've got about 18 coaches to come through. Well, not, so, yeah, without getting into that, there's always the known knowns, right? But there's a lot of information, even in trade period, like game period, you're trying to figure out stuff, get information. But there's a lot that goes on within the trades and decisions or non-decisions and non-trades. So it's not as simple as what's on the surface. There's a lot of threads to get a trade executed. Thanks, guys.
Do you think you're any chance going forward with other players? Reneg on a possible deal?
Well, I think reneg's a strong term. I'm not sure that's exactly correct. As I said, I don't think you have all the information, but I'm not there to go through it all. But again, the human side, the care factor is strong. Players got a home. We move on. And I think everyone that went in to have a planned trade executed didn't get them all done. That's what I'd say. Thank you.
Ross Lyon tried about 8 times to leave that press conference. Finally got to do so. Ralphie, the Lecker one is the unfortunate fallout of all this. St Kilda were incredibly aggressive during this period.
No one is ever accepting a handshake deal from Graham Allen ever again after the Lecker deal. It's cost Lecker $2 million. Let's face it, it's a 2-year deal on maybe $300,000 or $400,000 at GWS. The St Kilda deal was 4 years at $750,000. I totally understand that St Kilda can do whatever they want to do. They can be as ruthless and badass and hard-ass as they want. But the AFL players out there would say, you want us to reduce long-term contracts? You want us to be able to trade us against our will? You want us to be able to just not have destiny for our own situations? And so I think that's the thing. So Jack Silvani was secured as a free agent or picked this club on September 3. So they effectively had 6 weeks then, where I think in their heart of hearts they would have known that they'd gone cold on Lecker. Now, of course, they had to get a deal done for Liam Ryan and for Sam Flanders, who then picked him really late. I think if they wanted to get him, they would have, and maybe they just fell out of love with him. And it was fairly callous, but, it's a ruthless industry.
I don't think you can be passive and accepting in modern AFL footy now. They're happy to be the villains. They really are. They're a strong footy club. They're ruthless in a lot of ways. Their coach, he embodies that, doesn't he? And I look at what happened this year. I think it's gone unnoticed, the injury toll in 2025 and where they sat on the ladder in terms of games lost to injury this year. Eston, clearly we've talked about, their 15 debutants all season. Carlton, we've talked about a lot. I don't think we've often talked about St Kilda. We didn't see Max King. Filippo, we hardly saw what he played 7 games. There's a whole host of players that weren't part of their 23 this year. So they only need a little bit of luck with the additions they've got during this trade period to really spike up the ladder. Now, what threshold that is up for conjecture. But I think they'll make a move next year. How high? Who knows?
And that'll be off the back of their kids, not the players they've bought in. It'll be off the back of the Wilson, Filippo, King, what level they can get to. But they've executed their plan perfectly this trade period and they've got exactly what they wanted out of it.